Hello, my name is Christy Jackson, and I want to talk to you about my action research project that I have been doing for the past year as a student at Full Sail University. This year-long process at Full Sail has not only helped the light come on for me to open my eyes to new and upcoming things, but it has helped students have a new perspective on technology and learning in the classroom as well. I began the process by completing a literature review. Research by Solvay in 2007 clearly states that modern technology must be used correctly and deliberately inside the classroom, otherwise it hinders the learning and engagement process. Knowing this information, I knew the direction that I wanted to go in my classroom. I had to deliberately have a purpose for my use of technology and help students understand that this is beneficial and this is why we're using this program, which led me in the direction of motivation and engagement through Web 2.0 tools in the classroom. According to Kearsley in '99, the engagement theory requires that students must be engaged in meaningful project-based learning activities through interaction with others. It doesn't require modern technology. However, modern technology is nice to help with the engagement. After I finished the research of my literature review, I started to create media asset files that were helpful to complete Cycle 1 and Cycle 2. I had students fill out pre and post evaluations and tests and kept them on track to keep my cycles going and let them know exactly what they were going to be doing throughout the entire process. This helped a lot because I was able to plan out every single step and know what was going to happen next. The different ways of collecting data, the testing, the evaluations, the video, the pictures, the interviews, helped tremendously throughout the process because I was able to not only gauge off of test scores how well the students are doing, but hear from them what was beneficial throughout the whole process. I really liked that one of my students gave a very good explanation to why it helped her, and definitely will be continuing this process.
And you just have them doing something. You can make them bigger or smaller. They can go around in a circle. And if you want to write, you can go to add a text and you can just type it. And then it's the same thing for make a drawing. You just draw with the pen.
Do you feel using Kerpoof is easier than reading it in a book and writing a research paper?
Yes.
Why?
Because it's hands-on and it's not as boring because you get to put pictures in there and the paper's just different than writing it on a computer.
What did you learn during this whole process?
I actually did. I learned a lot. It's basically what I learned is hands-on can make you smarter, but reading in a book can make you smarter, but hands-on is easier to do.
Before I actually started Cycle 1 and Cycle 2, I went into 2 different classrooms besides my own and tried new engagement strategies with them to see if it helped with motivation and engagement. With the first grade classroom, it helped a little bit to use whole brain teaching, but I didn't have any technology that was beneficial to them. Therefore, I just was able to see a couple different strategies I might want to use with my students. Then I went into a classroom where I was able to use a smartboard and the self-responders, and the students were very engaged during that time. They were able to respond quickly and make corrections quickly when we were going over test released questions. Then I turned around and went into my 7th and 8th grade combination classroom, and used the whole brain teaching strategy, I found that students were engaged a little more than normal. However, don't feel that it was the only thing that I needed to implement for them to become motivated and engaged. So I began cycle 1 using Edmodo and Kerpoof, and students immediately jumped on the bandwagon and began creating media assets and presentations that were awesome. Their presentations very well demonstrated that they learned and were motivated and engaged throughout the entire process. Then the second cycle, I used KidBlog instead of Kerpoof. With KidBlog, students were motivated to get on and learn and write and become better writers, and then they loved responding to other students' writing. So the responding part was more of the engagement with them during that. However, they did learn a tremendous amount about writing correctly when posting for a blog or for any type of assignment for that matter. In order for them to become better writers and bloggers, I had to teach them basic typing skills. I found that typing skills was another hindering factor in their technology skills. So I found typingweb.com and did a ScreenFlow to demonstrate how to use it and let the kids get on there and practice, so that when they did get on and type lengthy blogs or lengthy papers or any type of project, they were able to do it fairly quickly and not become frustrated. So what's next for me? For my perfect cycle 3, I'm going to focus on mastering writing using Edmodo. Edmodo is a great learning management system that can be used to help students in all areas of school, whether it be writing, math, history, science. Pretty much any subject can be covered using Edmodo. One of the good things about using Edmodo for my cycle 3 is that I've already taught the students a lot about using the interface, and I feel that they will get more out of it the third time around. Another great thing about being able to use Edmodo is that students can use it on their smartphone, and so can I. I'm able to upload information from home or in class, and we can sit there and play on our phones and actually do classwork. I think students would really enjoy doing that. I believe using the ADDIE model to implement cycle 3 is going to help tremendously, not only for myself to stay on track, but for students as well. Here's how I plan to continue with ADDIE model and cycle 3. And finally, more time for games and playing to learn. English Language Arts is not the only games that we can play to learn. We can also play old-time favorite games like Monopoly to learn math. This game not only helps with math, but other skills as well that will be beneficial in real life. Along with that, playing games like Pawn Stars can help with real life situations. For example, how much money you have, how much you can spend, how much you can make. Learning in this manner will be very beneficial to my students in the future. Thanks for listening.